Okay, real quick, I am just going to go down the list here. Let me see. And make a couple suggestions whether you should hold or buy, what kind of risk tolerance you have, whatever. But I think I already posted a video about this, but if it manages to close above the 1017 line, then it could be a sign of bullish, buyer sentiment here. So it could be heading back up, especially if the volume maintains above, let's say like 53 or something. So as long as it's got some good volume, then we'll be in pretty good shape for a turnaround here, and it could make it all the way up to 1165 to even 1225. But do keep in mind that the earnings report is coming next week or the week after. Still haven't looked at that. I haven't had the time, but that could cause some volatility. Whether people think they're doing good or bad, it's really going to depend. So, it's going to depend on your risk tolerance and how often you can monitor it. So, next one is AVP. AVP ended up doing really, really good. I did set a buy signal, and it did way better than I expected. So your next point of resistance is around 591 or even the psychological 6. So if you did end up getting into this this morning, set 50% limit sell at like 594 roughly. I forgot what the percentage different that you're supposed to put, but around that area, like 5.9, 5.94, or even, at the peak of this candle even. So that's AVP. BioC, obviously the Fibonacci retracement at 23% in combination with some other resistance lines. I'm not surprised that this went back up, but just looking at this candle's development, if it does close below that, it could show some more sustained downtrend. If it does end up closing above the $1.57 mark, then we might be in better shape to keep going up. Now, one that I was surprised at, PFE. PFE ended up, tanking a little bit right here. I don't know why. I haven't seen any news on it that would suggest that. The S&P 500 is doing really good right now, so this should be following the trend right now. But I'm going to keep monitoring this one just in case that it does do a reversal. If it does end up going doji, that's going to be a pretty good sign that it will go back up, or that the sentiment is, pretty even. So just one to monitor over the course of the week, because, it is less volatile than all the other ones. So that's one to hold for a little longer without, being afraid of that volatility. So you guys, not much to say about this one outside of the fact that it is, just an energy stock. Did end up opening high and closing low, so if you did end up hopping into it, then I would probably just sell it now. Outside of the fact that there's not much volume, so not much to it outside of. Let's see if it does. Oops. Let's see if it does end up following the overall trend line. Oh, God. Yeah, so it is kind of following this trend line, so we'll just have to wait and play it by the week. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so, we got about that going on. But, since it is an energy stock, it's going to be pretty volatile. Like I've been saying, it's pretty saturated right now. So it's one of those wait and sees. Alright, that's it for me.